Harry and Meghan rose to global fame, but alleged palace battles and public backlash may now cost them everything they fought to keep. The royal family is hiding something big. Why are palace officials allegedly working overtime to erase Harry's name from history? What did Harry say in that BBC interview that made locals demand action? And could Prince William really be planning to strip everything away the moment he becomes king? But here's what nobody is talking about. For years, you've watched them play the victim. You've heard the excuses. You've seen the interviews. And deep down, you've wondered if something darker is happening behind those palace walls.
Harry and Meghan of their royal titles. The New York Post is reporting that locals in the UK say enough is enough, especially after Prince Harry's disastrous BBC interview, which aired.
Let's go back to the beginning. Once upon a time, Harry and Meghan were the future of the monarchy. They were young, they were modern, they were beloved. The world watched their wedding like it was a movie. Millions of people cried tears of joy. This was supposed to be the happy ending. But something changed. Behind the smiles and the charity work, cracks were forming. Whispers started in the palace hallways. Staff members allegedly began quitting, and the British press started asking questions nobody wanted to answer.
Have been bumped down the pecking order when you go to the website.
What happened to the golden couple? Why did everything fall apart so fast? And who was really to blame? The fairy tale was already dying, but nobody knew how bad it would get. Then came the announcement that shocked the world. Harry and Meghan were leaving. They called it stepping back. The palace called it something else. The media called it Megxit, and the British public felt betrayed. These two had everything. They had titles, they had money, they had protection, they had respect. But according to Harry, it wasn't enough. He claimed the palace failed them. He claimed the media targeted them. He claimed their safety was at risk, and he claimed they had no choice but to run to America.
It's my favourite source for royal news, and quite right, not that we're biased. Harry said in his BBC interview that he was forced to step away from royal duty due to security concerns.
Security concerns, that's what he said. But here's what he didn't say. He didn't explain why other royals felt safe. He didn't explain why his brother stayed. And he didn't explain why the rules that protected everyone else couldn't protect him. The escape was just the beginning of something much darker. Now here's where things get serious. Sources claim that palace officials have been working behind the scenes. They've allegedly been trying to distance the monarchy from Harry and Meghan. And according to reports, they want to strip Harry of his titles completely.
Story. Apparently, palace officials have been trying their hardest to strip Harry of his titles, but Charles.
Yeah, I agree.
So we are in total agreement. They are very dependent on each other.
Think about that for a second. The palace isn't just upset. They're allegedly taking action. This isn't about hurt feelings anymore. This is about protecting the crown. This is about protecting the institution. And according to insiders, they believe Harry and Meghan have become a threat. But can they actually do it? Can palace officials really remove titles from a prince? And more importantly, why do they want to so badly? The palace has a plan, and Harry might not see it coming. Then, something strange started happening online. royal watchers noticed changes to the official palace website. Harry and Meghan's profiles were allegedly moved down. Their names appeared lower on the page. Their photos seemed smaller, and their titles looked different. It seemed like a small thing, just a website update, right? Wrong. This was a message. This was the palace telling the world that Harry and Meghan don't matter anymore. This was the royal family pushing them out quietly. And this was just the beginning of what sources claim is a much bigger plan.
The Duke of Sussex, or Duke and Duchess of Sussex, I just find it very uncomfortable, and I think a huge number of your viewers would agree, that you either respect the system.
Respect the system. That's the key phrase. Because according to royal experts, Harry and Meghan stopped respecting the system the day they left. The website changes were a warning shot. Let's talk about what Harry and Meghan actually have. They're the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Those titles were gifts from the Queen. They were given on their wedding day, and technically, they still have them today. But here's the problem. They're using those titles for profit. Netflix deals, book deals, speaking engagements, podcasts. Everything they do is branded with Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
Does not distinguish between private or commercial use of the HRA.
The palace allegedly sees this as exploitation. Royal titles are supposed to represent service. They're supposed to represent duty. They're not supposed to be used to make millions in Hollywood. And according to sources, that's exactly why officials want them gone. Because Harry and Meghan are allegedly breaking every unwritten rule the royal family stands for. The titles are weapons, and Harry and Meghan won't give them up without a fight. Now let's talk about that BBC interview. Harry sat down and made claims that stunned everyone. He said he was forced to leave. He said security concerns made him run. He said the palace abandoned him, and he said he had no other choice. But the British public didn't buy it. Social media exploded. People called him entitled, they called him ungrateful, they said he was playing the victim, and they demanded that the palace take action.
Harry and Meghan of their royal titles. The New York Post is reporting that locals in the UK say enough is enough, especially after Prince Harry's disastrous BBC interview, which aired.
Enough is enough. That's what people said. Because while Harry talked about his struggles, nurses were working double shifts. While he complains about security, families were choosing between food and heating. And while he demanded sympathy, millions were just trying to survive. The interview wasn't just bad PR. According to experts, it was the moment the British people turned on him forever. Harry's words may have sealed his fate. But we can't talk about this without talking about Meghan. Some people blame her for everything. They say she changed Harry. They say she wanted fame more than duty. They say she never understood what being royal really meant.
Whether Prince Harry and the Duchess of Montecito.
The Duchess of Montecito. Notice how people don't even use her royal title anymore? They use her California address instead. That tells you everything about how the public sees her now. But is that fair? Did Meghan really manipulate Harry? Or did she just give him permission to do what he already wanted?
Well, that's what you said, Jack.
Yeah, I agree.
So we are in total agreement. They are very dependent on each other.
Dependent on each other. That's the reality. Whether you love them or hate them, Harry and Meghan are a team. They made these choices together, and they'll face the consequences together. But the biggest consequence is still coming. Let's go to the streets of the UK. talk to regular people. Ask them about Harry and Meghan, and you'll hear the same thing over and over. Disappointment, anger, betrayal. These aren't just royal watchers. These are everyday British citizens who feel personally insulted. They paid for Harry's security for years. They paid for his education. They paid for his lifestyle. And in their eyes, he threw it back in their faces.
Harry and Meghan of their royal titles. The New York Post is reporting that locals in the UK say enough is enough, especially after Prince Harry's disastrous BBC interview, which aired.
Enough is enough. That phrase keeps coming up because it's exactly how millions of people feel. They're done making excuses. They're done being understanding. And they're done watching Harry and Meghan play victim while living in a mansion. The tide has turned. Public opinion has shifted, and according to palace sources, that shift is giving officials the support they need to act. The people have spoken, and now the palace is listening. Here's the moment you've been waiting for. According to multiple sources, Prince William has a plan, and it's brutal. When he becomes king, he allegedly wants to strip Harry and Meghan of their titles completely.
Prince William is planning to strip Harry and Meghan of their royal titles when he ascends to the throne.
When William becomes king, not if, when. This isn't happening tomorrow, but according to insiders, William has been thinking about this for years. He allegedly sees his brother as a threat to the monarchy. He allegedly believes Harry and Meghan are damaging the crown's reputation. And he allegedly wants them gone from the royal family completely. No more Duke and Duchess, no more royal connections, no more using the family name for profit. Just Harry and Meghan, two regular people living in California. William's plan could end their royal identity forever. So here's what nobody is telling you. This isn't really about titles. This isn't about websites or interviews or public opinion. This is about two completely different visions of what the monarchy should be. William wants tradition. Harry wants freedom. William wants duty. Harry wants authenticity. William wants to protect the crown. Harry wants to protect his family. And they can't both be right. The palace has allegedly been trying to push Harry out quietly. The public has been demanding action loudly. And William has allegedly been planning his move silently.
The Duke of Sussex, or Duke and Duchess of Sussex, I just find it very uncomfortable, and I think a huge number of your viewers would agree, that you either respect the system.
You either respect the system or you don't. And according to everyone watching this story unfold, Harry and Meghan made their choice the day they left. The question now isn't if they'll lose their titles. The question is when. And whether they'll care when it finally happens. Because the truth is, they might not. They might be relieved. They might finally be free of the system that allegedly hurt them so badly. Or they might fight it. They might sue. They might do more interviews. And they might burn every bridge left standing. The ending hasn't been written yet, but the royal family is holding the pen. So here's what I want you to do. Drop a comment right now and tell me, is this a smear campaign against Harry and Meghan? Or is this the truth finally coming out? Because I'm reading every single comment. And I want to know where you stand. And if you want more royal secrets, more hidden stories, and more truth that the media won't tell you, hit that subscribe button and check out the full playlist. Because this story isn't over, and neither are we. The crown is watching. The people are waiting. And the truth is coming.